One.
There will be only one speaker from them.
Okay.
Honorable Breitenbach has said that.
Thank you very much. Can I just ask, what triggered the investigations of the telecom towers?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The telecom towers investigation was triggered to me by the escalating fees that Public Works kept on saying, yeah, they wanted funding to renovate. They renovated, for example, for us first the 3 floors plus the bathrooms and ground floor. And when I look at that 10 million and the environment, to me, I wasn't satisfied that 10 million was spent for that, because there was still dust, but we occupied the places anyway. Now there was 100 and something million which they wanted for other renovation. Then there was 460 million which they wanted. They counted not all the towers that were going to be renovated. Now, amongst the documents, when you read them, there was an undertaking by them that they will utilize their own budget to deal with issues of lift, issues of air conditioning systems, those basic things, which were never done, but they wanted money from subs. I felt that they are taking us for a ride, and they will promise you things, never come back until you go back. Hence, December 2017, they promised the National Commissioner that 10 million, they shall finish a renovation for the first few 4 floors that we were going to occupy. And we went there in May. The next thing, they took us out with a letter that there is no compliance certificate for you to occupy. And of course, it was very, very problematic. At times, the lift will run from 25th floor down to without stopping anywhere. So it was highly risky for us to stay there. So I felt that there's a lot of money that they want, but there's not even one tower that is ready for us to occupy. And over and above that, a lot of money is being spent. We are still utilizing rentals around the town, when we could have been able to maybe build our own telecom towers with that money and be able to occupy.
How much did you pay to buy it?
The initial amount was, I think it was 695. It was negotiated up to 695 million, and the telecom towers bought one building back, which was their key point. So it was 605 or 600 and something there. Then there's these monies that they kept on requesting. And obviously, because we needed to make the environment ready for us so that when we occupy, we instituted, it was TMS had to install cables and do certain, and those cables were being stolen when they've been installed.
So the overrun went to up to 2 billion. What were the reasons?
It was 1.6 billion. I just wrote an overall figure. Yeah. And I'm sure now it's beyond that.
It's beyond 2
because
billion.
They continued to spend. Remember, they also went there and they were also taken out recently.
So you made the investigation confidential, and then Minister Kele decided to make them public.
Public, yeah.
Why?
Like I said, when the honorable member asked me, I wasn't sure whether it was based on the fact that he just wanted information and he didn't take it seriously, that by speaking openly, it may put me at risk.
And then, do you know these officials from the Public Works who kept on, well, what are their names and positions?
At a time, it was DG Vukela, is it Vukela? Advocate Vukela. I was working close with Mr. Maruja. Then there were other people that were reporting to Mr. Maruja.
And that building is occupied.
That building is empty as we speak from 2015.
After spending all of that money,
Mm.
the building is still not occupied. Has there been any investigation by Auditor General or any institution to that effect with regard to this matter?
I'm not aware of any investigations by Auditor General, but I am aware of the investigation that has been instituted by the new minister when he arrived there on the very same matter. I just don't know what is its status.
With regard to the issue of 2010 FIFA accommodation, you allege that in response to a subpoena from the investigative directorate, you collated and provided relevant documentary evidence regarding the 2010 FIFA accommodation to the investigative directorate during 2022. Who were the subjects of the investigation? You can expand on that issue as well.
Okay. It is Mr. Pandey, General Kele, as well as the provincial commissioner or the former provincial commissioner of KZN Mamunyi. But as I followed the case, there was, I think, General Kele was removed from that case. I don't know for whatever reason.
Yeah, but just remind the country what was happening around that issue. What was the issue?
Well, it was with regards to the purchase of the buildings. There was a proposals where they wanted to buy a building in the center of Pretoria for head office, for head office. And I think that building was being purchased from Mr. Ru Shabangu, etc. And there was also one building in provincial office in KZN. That was in regard to that.
So you are convinced that the investigation on PPEs was characterized by political interferences?
I believe so. I'm convinced.
And
Because-
no, go on.
Because I was even called to the minister, dragged, in fact, to the minister's office, and minister was not happy with myself and General Ruth.
So this list you're talking about, that you were given a list and they said it's all from a minister. Who gave you the list and what makes you convinced that that list was from the minister?
It was not easy, of course, to confirm whether that list indeed was minister's list. However, due to the relationship that General Ngwenya and the minister had, I believed. As a result, we were called there, and the minister complained that orders were not issued to those companies.
Did you report this incident to anyone, like the president or somebody else? Because you are given a list without a due process. You don't appoint, you go to a meeting, you get chastised like a child in front of other colleagues, which is in a way a confirmation that indeed this list comes from the minister. That's why he's so upset about it. That wrongdoing, have you reported it anywhere?
I reported this matter to the National Commissioner, as I said earlier on, that I called the National Commissioner who was attending the other meeting, and he was supposed, myself and General Reed were going to attend on his behalf. But because of these happenings, I said he must come. We are no more going to attend that particular meeting. And we met the National Commissioner in the basement at Vages, and I briefed him in detail about that.
And then there was interference again on the Jacobs investigation by the minister.
Yes, Honorable Chair.
What were the findings in that case?
The findings in that case was that, for one, the PPEs that were purchased, for example, by the division supply chain, also supplied PPEs to. They were submitting their needs also to crime intelligence. Secondly, they purchased those PPEs utilizing Secret Service account, which, according to the Secret Service Account Act, there is no provision that they can do that. And then those PPEs, they were, I'm sorry because I don't have the report now. There were also some captains and families and who were the companies where those PPEs were procured. There was even, I remember receiving the sample of a mask. It was like a box. The quality of the PPEs that were purchased there was really out of the ordinary.
Were there politicians amongst the people who were providing those?
I may not know, but
And you being that dismissal, you became a victim.
yeah,
And you believe that the minister is the one who was at the center of victimizing you.
I believe so.
You were put on leave for, not on leave, what? Suspension for how many years?
3.5 years.
Were you ever being taken to the DC?
The disease that I went to is the one that I lodged at Triple SPC. For example, when we talk about the very, very last case, which we agreed with the court that they must take me for a DC.
So but then they put you 3.5 years at home and pay you money.
Pay me money, and while they are paying me money, they are appointing other lieutenant generals to act on my positions, and they are paying them money.
So they are paying two salaries for one
in
position.
one post.
But there should be a problem there, some vacuum in law, because you can see that these people, by not taking you to DC, they looked at your age. They're like, we're not winning the case. We're just going to put her there and pay her. But effectively, they've dismissed you illegally, because that's what happened. Am I correct?
It is correct, and they will pronounce. They will say, my legal attorney is the former brigadier in the police who still deal with some of the matters of the juniors. They will say, hey, those people, they don't want to see you. They say, as long as you stay at home, it's fine.
So when Masamala says Matali is going to give EFF money through, was it DTI or something? Did he produce anything to that effect, or he was just talking from his head?
He was just talking from his head. And in my opinion, I think he was trying to make me do what he wanted me to do.
And those utterances you made about minister complaining to you that myself, Matali, and General Sithole, we met and discussed him and all of that, you must be rest assured that we don't doubt you, because he repeated them here in Parliament in one of the debates. It was a State of the Nation debate or something. And I said to him, you must go and repeat what you are saying outside, because here you are protected by privileges. You can say whatever you want to say. He never repeated it outside. If anything, he came back to apologize for those allegations he made, because there was no truth to that effect. I've never met General Sithole. Matali is my friend. I can't deny him, but Sithole, I don't know him. So there's no such a thing. I think my colleague here will be very happy to. And you're in the police, talk. Then, Lieutenant General, thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Lieutenant General, I'm going to...
Honorable Matthijs,
Yes, Chair.
it's now 28 minutes past 5. And when does your time end?
Yeah, that's why he's my president. 6 o'clock.
No, it can't be. It is 2 minutes before 6. If it's going to be 30 minutes, it's 2 minutes before 6.
Okay, I won't use all that time. No, thank you, Chair.
Okay.
Lieutenant General, I'm just going to pick up where Honorable Malema left off on former Minister Becky Cele. So when he came here, we asked.
Sorry, before you proceed, Chair, I think we must check through you if the Lieutenant General is comfortable. She was behaving in a particular manner, suggesting she's uncomfortable.
I was just stretching myself for sitting for a long time.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you, Chair.
That check can be very difficult, I know it.
Are you fine?
Fine, we can proceed, Honorable Chair.
Because I was asking Mr. Ramano yesterday if there was some kind of divination on the chair. People who sat on that chair have behaved very strangely before.
This chair is hot, Chair.
But at least you have not reached a stage where you are scratching yourself. You are still fine. Can we proceed, Honorable Matthias? We will break. We are going to break at 7 if we will not be finished.
So we had asked Lieutenant General, former Minister Becky Cele about your protective disclosure. And I quote that he said, "I'm not sure that they were found guilty by a court of law of having purchased the grabber that was 7 million with 47 million. What do you want to comment on that?"
Thank you very much for the question. I think I did also, it was...
Sorry, I misread it. He said, "I'm sure that you know that they were found guilty by a court of law having purchased a grabber for 7 million, not that they were not found guilty."
Yes, that is actually one of the reasons I felt that it is important that I come here in order to put that matter of the grabber into a correct perspective. Hence, I explained to the honorable member here how it went about, and there was never any grabber that was purchased. And we were never, I even attached the responding, is it an answering or responding affidavit, those legal terminologies of iPad head to the Constitutional Court, where she talks about they were found guilty, they were found to have breached the iPad Act by not providing information that was required by iPad for the purpose of investigation. There is no grabber that was purchased.
Okay. And then in his same response, the former minister also told the committee that the final document approving the interception equipment was signed by the then National Commissioner General Sitole. And this was after a presentation by the head of crime intelligence, General Jacobs, and that there was no signature or input from the minister in the procurement of this equipment. So just quickly, just so you can clarify to the committee, who signed or authorized the procurement documentation?
All purchases of any goods or services in the South African Police Service are supposed to be approved by the accounting office. The accounting officer is the National Commissioner. And if the National Commissioner cannot sign, he might have delegated such to his subordinates, not above.
Okay, so you don't, okay, I think we've got it. Also, again, on former Minister Becky Cele, we had asked him on that, and he said, if I wanted to kill her, this was in regards to the death threats and you getting a security assessment. He said, if I wanted to kill her, she would be dead. So she's not dead. Do you have a comment to this?
I heard that and I was disappointed to hear it, but I'm sure with the little explanation that I've provided today, you do understand that my life was and it's still at risk or at a threat. I'm just surviving by God's mercy. That's what I believe. That is why I did not even bother having security bombarded to me, because if it is your time to die, you will die. And even if I die, everybody is going to die. Thank you.
The chair's gone, but our secretariat is here. So you haven't given us a copy, or you don't have a copy of your security assessment that was done. Is it in the annexes?
It was never given to me. There was one from SASA. There was also one from Crime Intelligence, which when I requested when I was suspended, they refused to give me a copy, but there is one also in Crime Intelligence.
So I think as a committee, we must, they really, just to have the confirmation that supports your submissions here today. Outside of that, we also need to get a supplementary statement from former Minister Bheki Cele, because he technically committed perjury when he was here in regards to the 7 million and the 47 million of the grabber. Lieutenant General, I just want to suggest something to you that, and just walk with me for a little bit. He said to you, if I wanted her dead, she would be dead. You also reported here that you had like 4 house break-ins. On the 4th one, they caught one of the, well, they caught them, one was arrested, one later on passed away. And on the one instance, you were in your bedroom for a long time with the leader of these thugs, and they kept on telling you that they've been sent to kill you. And then you also had a few people that reported to you the one meeting with the minister along with the national commissioners who were saying they want you gone, or, you know, whatever the status update was about that. You also had another colleague that reported to you, I think you said, that the minister doesn't want you here as well. So do you think it was actually intimidation, that he wasn't at that point? If it was him, let's just walk with me, and I'm not saying that was the case, that it was just aggressive intimidation, and that he actually, because we didn't ask him the question after that, did you threaten or did you intimidate? So he answered the question correctly by saying, if I wanted her dead, she would be dead. But he was actually intimidating you, and that's why you actually not dead, and that everybody came to tell you that this is what's going to happen.
When he responded that if I wanted you her dead, she will be dead, I equally felt intimidated, and I felt that he is also not respecting this forum, because you cannot respond to such a high-powered authority in that fashion. I really felt, and I was not around, and somebody sent me a clip, and I felt that I need to go to that committee to clarify my position, because I've been quiet for too long.
And I also think as a committee, that went under our radar, and that we didn't deal or respond to it as the way that we should have. And I think that must also just be noted. How do you think, or how would you suggest, just to wrap up? So we've got 2 investigating officers that were diverted to go to Mamelodi Police Station. So who was the officer at Mamelodi Police Station that sent these 2 that had one of the thugs? Do you have the name of that person?
I don't have the name of that person, but I believe that because the warrant officer said he is disturbed mentally, because he feels that he's subjected to this disciplinary process when he is about to go for pension. I think I can trace this sergeant who can be able to give me the full name, because the sergeant find out from whoever and make sure that he comes to my house to explain to me what has happened. Now, they wanted me to intervene, which I tried. At the time of the incident, the colonel who was the station commander at Garsfontein police station was Colonel Solomons, who has since been promoted to Mamelodi police station. I called him and I spoke to him and I told him, please find a way, even if you withdraw the case of this poor sergeant and warrant officer, because I know what is happening. So he said it's not going to be possible, but he will call the station commander, because I wanted him who knows the facts, because even when these guys were shot, station commander was there himself.
So the reason I'm asking is that as a committee, we are able to request, we can request from both the two officers, and if you're comfortable to provide us with those names, even if it doesn't have to be on public record, and we can ask them to answer specific questions in that regard to support the story that you have in a sworn affidavit. We don't have to bring them here to the committee. And also the officer that was at Mamelodi police station, but also just to our technical team, that we even write 2 SAPs to explain to us the status of the 2 officers that were suspended. Are they still suspended from what you know, have they been released?
I don't know, because it's a matter of 2023.
So such a long time ago. So we must also just get clarity on that so we can follow up, and that would be evidence towards the issue of intimidation. Thank you, Lieutenant General.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.